since today is April 30th, I'm going to give you 30 ways you can navigate your chronic illness grief. Buckle up. Number 1, you're going to practice mindful breathing, which is the simple act of sitting in the moment, focusing on your breath. It's a simple act, but it's going to get you through a lot of difficult moments. Number 2, you are going to lean into your role, your power as the expert of your own experience. Number 3, you're going to learn to practice self-compassion, being kind to yourself, not isolating. You're going to look for common humanity in your experience, and you're going to practice mindfulness. Number 4, you're going to practice and get really good at naming and identifying and then validating whatever you're feeling at any given time. Number 5, you're going to commit to learning and continuing to learn about your diagnosis and your particular flavor of chronic illness. Number 6, you're then going to share that information with others. You're going to find small opportunities to educate the people around you about not only your chronic illness, but also what your specific experience is like. Number 7, you're going to join spaces and groups meant for people living with chronic illness, whether it's a support group or an online community. Number 8, you're going to find opportunities to tell your story. It can be small. I'm chronically ill. I have this diagnosis. It could be big and detailed. Over time, it will evolve. Number 9, you're going to start to explore by asking friends and family what they are grieving in terms of your chronic illness experience, and start recognizing that the people around us that care about us also experience grief and loss. Number 10, you're going to make it a non-negotiable to prioritize rest, not overdoing it, not pushing yourself, not pressuring yourself to keep doing all the things. On that same note, number 11 is you are going to start to prioritize putting yourself first. And number 12 goes along with this, which is you're going to start asking yourself, what do I need? In any given moment when you're feeling something difficult, when you're having a difficult symptom, when something in your life is stressful, you're going to stop and ask yourself, what do I need? Number 13, I want you to take a step back, and while you're going through difficult experiences, I also want you to start practicing noticing any resistance that comes up in you, whether it's, oh, I wish I didn't feel this way, or why does this have to be XYZ? This is resistance. It means you're not sitting in acceptance, and to start, I just want you to notice when it's happening. Number 14, identify your people. Try to figure out who around you is a good support, quality, healthy support. Number 15, start allowing yourself to accept help from others. I know that we don't always like to be the one who's being helped instead of the helper, but get good at this. Number 16, keep a journal. We'll come back to this, and there will be many opportunities to write different things about your experience in a journal. And whether you keep a written one or a video one or one in your notes app, it doesn't matter. Number 17, listen to your body and your instincts. Prioritize recognizing when your body is communicating with you, and take it seriously and be objective and just ask, what could this be trying to tell me? Number 18, mourn your before or your past. Do this by expressing how you feel about those losses while also honoring any good times that you had. 19, start to create a daily routine or rituals. These are things that can help anchor your day, and when we are sick and maybe we aren't able to work or go to school, these are things that can keep us grounded in self-care, in management, and doing things every day that create certainty in our lives. Number 20, incorporate 3 things from your past or your before into your now new normal. This might mean changing the way you incorporate them and doing them a little differently. You want to get creative with this, but try to find 3 things from your past that you miss and find ways to incorporate some part of them into your life. Number 21, acknowledge lost hopes and dreams and plans that you had made for yourself. This would be a great thing to put in your journal. Number 22 is develop helpful mantras to say to yourself when things get difficult. These will look different for everybody because what we need to hear in a moment of difficulty is going to be specific to us. One of the things that I like to say to myself is, it's always hard at first until you start doing it, and then it gets easier. I like to remind myself of that when things feel really difficult. Come up with your own mantras. Number 23, find ways to make medical visits better for yourself. This could mean bringing a person along with you. This could mean writing down your questions before an appointment so you don't forget if you have brain fog. It could mean finding ways to communicate with your medical team that are more accessible to you. Whatever that is, start to brainstorm some ways to make medical appointments a little easier on yourself. Number 24 is set small new goals. These are goals that apply to your current situation, your current experience with chronic illness, and they don't have to be big. They could be small, like I'm going to take a shower every 2 days instead of every 3 days. Number 25 is find ways to cultivate and practice patience because we need a lot of it. Number 26, feel fear and do it anyway. This is a great practice that helps when we experience anxiety or worry or there's something big that we're scared to do. Remind yourself that fear doesn't mean that it's not possible, that it's simply an alarm system that goes off internally, and we can do these things even if they're uncomfortable. Number 27, you're going to learn about a concept called pacing. And I can do a whole other video on this for you if you'd like, but essentially the long and short of it is that you're going to learn to hold back on good days so you're not overdoing it and pressuring yourself to do all the things. And on your difficult days, you're going to challenge yourself to do 1 or 2 things just so you're not being completely inactive. And it essentially gets you into this more predictable wave of doing things and accomplishing things, getting the tasks done that you might need to do to manage your illness and just adult. So start to learn about that concept. And I think we're on number 28 now, is manage expectations. This goes along with pacing. If we have expectations of ourselves that are unreasonable, we're going to constantly feel disappointed that we weren't able to do something. Expectations that are unreasonable often look like a lot of shoulding or shouldn't-ing on ourselves, whether it's in reference to future things or past things. So we're going to start to learn how to manage expectations that we have of ourselves and of others. Number 29 is we're going to start to explore what is and isn't within our control. Things that are within our control are usually things that are directly related to us. Things that aren't within our control are usually things that are related to the bigger world at large, systems, and other people. A lot of our chronic illness is going to be out of our control, but the way that we manage and respond to it and care for ourselves is going to be in our control. And by recognizing the things we can and can't control is what creates opportunities for us to take action in meaningful ways. And number 30, last but not least, is cultivate hope. This means cultivating hope is an intentional practice that we have to dedicate some time to every day. And hope isn't something we need when things are going well in our lives. Hope is something that we need like a beacon when things are not going well. I did that whole other video on how to cultivate hope, so go on and check it out. Whew, there it is. 30 ways you can actively cope with your chronic illness grief. Drop a comment and tell me which one you're going to commit to starting with this week.